Hello, I'm back. Did you miss me? Guess what? I'm back. I'm gonna start doing lives again. I had a lot of stuff going on, and now I've been able to kind of get my schedule into a better place, and so I am back. And today I'm gonna keep it really simple because I'll probably be going live a couple more times this weekend, hopefully. We're gonna start off because I like to do like meal prep for the week. But so what I like to do is I usually change my meal prep out on Wednesdays. And so that's why I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and start it on Saturday because I'll kind of be done. So right now I'm going to start with the Blackberry and vanilla, which I almost forgot to put the vanilla in, pancakes. So I got this Mexican vanilla and I think I got it for my birthday. Thyme is like kind of like a weird thing right now. So I'm going to put like a teaspoon in. Now, if you're not a big vanilla person, you could put a half teaspoon in, but I am a vanilla person. So usually what I do is, I'm going to be honest, I'll keep it real. I use imitation vanilla just because I really, I like vanilla, but I'm okay with imitation vanilla. That's how much I kind of even like, I love vanilla. So that's how much I'm like, I'm all about vanilla, whether it's real, whether it's fake, whatever, I'm vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. Okay, let's see here. I think what I want to do is, I think you can see it. Okay, I've got everything set up. It's just, I haven't done this in so long. I was getting kind of nervous. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do right now is I did add a lot of water to this. So actually, because I don't want my pancakes to be that runny. So I'm going to actually go off camera and I'm going to get some more of the pancake mix. Because I'm doing a lot of stuff right now, but I am not making anything from scratch. I'm leaving that in the 2019 to 2022 thing. I'm not doing a lot of scratch things just because, I don't know, it just takes some more time. So I'm gonna do a little bit more of a scoop just to try to thicken this a little bit. Maybe another scoop. You're gonna be like, girl, you're gonna have all these pancakes, but you know what the good news is? The good news is I am gonna be able to freeze said pancakes and that will be all good. So you get some more in here, more in here. Now, look, I used a 2/3 measuring cup because I could not find my 1 cup. Hi, Ticey. Happy belated birthday. I thought about you because I was like, I usually try, do more lives, but girl, you know how it is. Life just be lifing really hard on you. So I was like, as long as I'm back, and I am back, girl. Okay, so I'm thickening this up. This is about as thick as I want to get because I don't want it to be so thick that it's hard to eat. One time I made my pancakes so thick that I was like, dang, like this is like, I felt like I had to kind of saw through. I was just barely making it, y'all. I was barely making it. Okay, so this is thick enough, but no shade if you like your pancakes thinner, more of like a crepe. Like a crepe-esque because it's very specific to make crepes. But if you like more of that because you want to wrap it into something, I've done that before where I accidentally did that and then I ended up having to, make them thinner. So what I've got here, I got this a while ago. It's kind of like a pancake shaper. So I used to have one of those mini pancake things you get on Amazon and it died. I mean, I was using it so much, especially in the pandemic, because I was like freezing. See, let's go ahead and let this do that. I was actually freezing the pancakes, and that was great and whatever. But I was like, I felt like I was getting sick of pancakes because then every week, like I was unthawing them. So what I like to do is when I'm actually going to freeze something, I'll freeze it and it'll be like maybe 2 weeks worth of something. So then I'll just I'll take like 1 week because I'll separate it out. Okay, I'm going to eat this for 1 week. And then I might like take a week off and then like do another week just to not get sick of it. But what ends up happening is that I'm eating something like 4 days a week. And so you do kind of get a little sick of it. But I wanted to do this so I could have these individual pancakes. But if I was in a hurry, I would just, because I have this pan is, I would just do like one big I'd fill this up and then I would just take a pizza cutter and I would just kind of slice through it and do slice, like I'm like slicing the pie or whatever, slicing that out, and then I would kind of have that, every day. What up, Chrissy Capos? Oh, okay, I want to tell y'all, my fellow Aries Chrissy Capos, really the inspiration for all the stuff that I'm doing, coming out loud with it, all this other stuff. She's got these great posts that she posts every Friday, but she went to Greece and she got me she brought me back some like amazing seasonings. Amazing. And actually, I used the one for chicken, and I'll take I actually took pictures of it as well. So I'll actually post those, but I only have like one piece of that chicken left. But I'm gonna use the one for potatoes, if you guys can see this. But yeah, there's one for potatoes. I've got a few russets. I'm gonna slice those. That might be part of the next live, because y'all are gonna be sick of me. So it's okay to unfollow me, because I'm coming back with a vengeance. I do have an Aunt Lainey's kitchen channel on YouTube that is sorely neglected, just because, like I said, life started like happening real quick. So yeah, but I am back. And if you're like me, like I liked a little flavor in my pancakes. Not everyone is like that. So what I would do is, if I had more than one person that I was cooking for, if I had to bring this over to somebody, I would just do like 2 separate batters, like in a small, probably like in a smaller glass bowl, and just do it that way, and put the plain one on first, and then, you know, give them like a stack or something like that. And then, you know, do the one that's going to have some flavor, because some people have allergies, or they're just really persnickety. And again, that's their right. This is their food. This is the food. You know, it's all the things. We just want to be really, really respectful. So this is taking, I mean, I haven't done this in a minute, so we're just going to respectfully let that cook. Let her cook. Sorry, had to do some Glorilla. Okay, so now I'm going to move this out of the way off camera, and I'm coming back. So for this veg prep right here, this is not a colossal veg prep. Okay, I think you can still see this. It's not. What I plan on doing is, I'm going to do these mini frittatas or mini omelets, but I feel like it's more a frittata situation. I'm going to bake these. So if you've been following me, you know that I did cookies, and I did cookies, and I topped them with whipped cream, like some sugar cookies. I baked them with the edible flours. Then I topped them with whipped cream. So that's what I did with the cookies. I used these. But I started thinking, I'm like, you know, this right here, these are perfect, like a little bite, right? A little bite of like a frittata bite plus a pancake. And then I've got some sausages in my freezer. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's a nice little breakfast, plus some tea. And then I have my aprons, my birthday apron. So thank you so much for my birthday apron. I believe, I don't want to get this wrong, I believe this was Vanessa and Troy. I could be wrong though, but I thought it was. But if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. Again, like this year, it was just kind of with my mom. This is my first birthday in April without my mom and my dad, because we were all April birthdays, so it was a little, things are like a blur. See here, this is still, it's gonna let that cook a little bit more. Okay, so these have already been pre-washed. Now you notice, girl, you're not using gloves, you always do. Well, because this is just gonna be an Aunt Lainey thing, I'm not using gloves. My hands are clean, but I'm not using gloves. But usually I got my vinyl gloves ready to go. And, but that's, you know, that's kind of like my preference. So because I know I'm doing these frittata bites, I want to make these as small, these mushrooms as small as possible. Now, you know, I have that rule about, I like to keep my ingredients separate because they start to take on their own thing. But because I'm going to be doing this tomorrow, I'm not going to separate these out, because this is going to be an immediate thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chop these all up. And it's going to be a rough chop, because I still haven't gotten to that knife skills class. And they do have one, I believe, at the Green Hills Library, the Culinary Center, where they do the cooking classes. And I think last year they like did a renovation in there. So go check it out. It's in the North Lane. Go sign up. I'm not sure. I don't think you have to be in the North Lane to sign up. I think you just have to be mid-continent library. Like, look all that up. But yeah, or you can go and you can, there's some great schools around town. They do charge, but there's some great schools around town to teach you this stuff. See, I thought I could learn how to do this from YouTube, because I learned a lot of things from YouTube or just watching, you know, like random TikTok videos. But no, there's a whole thing that I'm not doing. But so I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna rough chop it, and it's all good in the hood. So we're just gonna keep that rough chop going, push that over here, and keep this. What are you doing on the bottom? Oh, hey, the bottom. Okay, let's go ahead. Is this again? Did you ever notice when you do these pancake things, the first one's always the most like struggle bus one? Hang on, I'm just gonna do that. We're gonna kind of move that over here. Okay, so we're just gotta stop. Put another one in here. So this looks like I'm going to be freezing because I'm only going to eat 4 of these this week. So it looks like I'll probably be making these and then freezing them. So probably won't make them as big. There we go. Boom. Okay, so we'll make that a little bit smaller. I think that's why it was taking so long to cook. Okay, back to the action. We're back to the matter at hand. Okay, I think is that Ice Ice Baby? I think so. I don't know. What are you guys doing today? It is hot outside. So what I did today, and I want to talk, I guess I could talk a little bit about it. It's more for my Quaint and Cozy KC podcast, but I did go to the Rock Creek Meadows in, what's up, Shane? In the Rock Creek Meadows in Gladstone, because there's this little, and every time I pass it, I'm like, I need to explore. Like, I catch a little glimpse, and I was like, okay. So today, before I went on my main kind of excursion, I stopped over there and I took pictures for like 20 minutes. I did video. It's super cute, super cozy. That would be like a cute little place to go to. I wouldn't go there at night just because I don't like to go places at night outside like that, because it's like, but it'd be cool for like a nice afternoon, like a cute little lunch or something like that, or that, like sit and have ice cream underneath the trees if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to feel all, quaint and cozy, all that stuff. But yeah, it's super cute. I would do it with probably do it with maybe a group, go out there, do like a little picnic, something like that. So yeah, that's definitely what I would do, because it is super cute. And yeah, okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm doing the green peppers. And again, what are we doing? It's a rough chop. Okay, let's see here. Anyways, I got, if you guys want to tell me what you're doing today, what you're cooking today, I just know it's hot. So yeah, that's all I know. My main excursion today was to the Weston Farmers Market. And it's really interesting because it's a super cozy farmers market. And I lived in Newport, Rhode Island, which is very similar to Weston, only there's like an ocean and all that other stuff and a naval base, but it's still the same. It's kind of like a village kind of feel. Oh, yay, baby showers. I love those. It's kind of like a neighborhood kind of feel to it. And, just like really, really tiny. And, the roads, you got to really be careful because they're very narrow, all the stuff. You kind of know. If you know, you know. And so sometimes, as I understand it, sometimes, it just like they'll have like maybe 5 to 8 vendors. Sometimes they'll just have a few, like 3 or 4. So I think it's one of those places where you just kind of like go and see what happens. But also, if let's say, there's cute vendors there, but maybe they don't have what you need, you can always go into the town Weston, right? And go explore that. So I feel like it's always a win when you get to go to Weston. Today, I think it was Weston Local. She was there. And then a lady selling beautiful flowers. I'm going to show you these flowers. Check this out, you guys. See this? This was like $10. This was so cute, super cute. Perfect on my, my very cozy kitchen table. Yeah, they're wildflowers. I love wildflowers. But wildflowers are like my favorite bouquet. And look, roses are good. If someone wants to buy me flowers, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, look, I will take all flowers, okay? But my preference is wildflowers because they're so beautiful. And they remind me of spending the summers with my dad's family on our farmland and just picking wildflowers and trying to run from snakes and jackrabbits and grasshoppers. And it was always an adventure on the farm. I gotta tell you, always an adventure, never dull. I definitely do miss some of those days. I don't miss it being hot, but I do. We used to have a lot of fun, just so much fun in the country, just, with family and laughing the whole time and getting in trouble and all that stuff and being banished to the sun porch. Because sometimes, we would just go get filthy. My grandma was like, you need to eat lunch, but you're not coming into my house, okay? You're going to sit on the plastic furniture in the sun porch, and then you guys are all going to have to take a bath, So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I do have some really good memories. And the wildflowers. But to go back to the original thing, that is the Weston Farmers Market. Super cute. And there's also there's restaurants around it. I think it's called something that's called the Eatery or something, and that's there, so you can kind of go in there, support that business, and then come out and get some flowers, or get like a nice refreshing drink. The only reason why I didn't buy a drink from, she had some beautiful like drinks out there. It's just that I was already like drinking a lot of tea and all that other stuff. So I was like, okay, I think I'm like a little overhydrated right now, so I'm gonna pass on that. But she did have some really nice things, and I'll be posting that on my Quaint and Cozy Casey, and I'll talk about a little bit more on that. I'll get like, you know, wax even more poetic on that. Okay, so we're just gonna go, and still waiting on the pancake, but for now, I mean, these pancakes are taking longer. I might be veg prepping a little bit more than I thought, which is okay. It's okay. You know what? I feel like I need to go smaller with my bowl. So let me just go do that. I am off camera. Okay, let's see here. This is probably a little bit more appropriate here. This is an appropriate size because, yeah. Okay. Because again, so I thought I was getting shallots. I swore I ordered shallots, you guys, because I love shallots for frittatas. And there, again, there's a store. I have a car. I can always go before I make these tomorrow and get some shallots. Okay. And this time, I did not get any egg whites. I'm going to use just regular eggs because I think they bake up better. Now, I have done things where I've done a combination of egg whites and eggs, but because I'm not doing I'm not doing it on stovetop, I'm actually baking it. I think that the eggs, the regular eggs work much better just from my experience. But if you're someone that's like, girl, you can make magic with those egg whites and whatever, that's totally cool. Like, let me know. Hook a sister up. Okay, now we're gonna move this off. Do a little, I'm trying to do the mise en place, keep things kind of clean thing because I gotta keep rolling. Ooh, that was kind of loud. Okay. Now I'm bringing out, not the original Big Bertha, because the original Big Bertha is that, the waffle maker, because I have a big one. But I don't want to clean Big Bertha, so I have a small one and then I have a big one, but I did not. It's so much easier to do it this way, and that's kind of what I'm doing more of these days. I'm trying to find the easiest way, because otherwise it's too much, and then I get kind of like, I don't want to, like, I get tired of cooking, and I realized I did an Aunt Lainey's kitchen podcast where I talked about, I'm just kind of tired of cooking, but I think what it is that I'm kind of tired of, like, not being efficient in the kitchen. That's a whole different thing. So right now I've got this romaine lettuce. I'm going to go off camera and wash it because I wasn't expecting to do this today, but I got more time than I thought. So we're going to keep going. So I'm really excited to do that. So the first thing I usually do is I cut this off. I'm not using this. And I know that I could probably put this in a stew. Like someone was talking about, and I put the things I don't use unless I put it in a stew and then but I'm not that person, so I'm not going to do that. Well, I am with some things, but not with this. Okay, now we're just gonna go ahead and let me go get a colander. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna wash this out off camera. We're doing a lot of stuff off camera. Okay, so the next thing I want to do in life is I actually want to buy a salad spinner. And I've been trying to buy a salad spinner for a long time, but I just keep forgetting to do it. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and... Okay, how do I want to do this? Okay. I'm actually going to put some of this in one container. I'm just going to bring it up as I need it. It's kind of the best way, I think, to do it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so for me and my weekend plans, I'm volunteering tomorrow with KKFI because I am the co-chair of a podcast committee. And so I'm going to be doing their phone bank tomorrow, which, I love community radio. They've got such great playlists. That's one thing, back in the college era, my 90s college era, I'm about to be really cringe, but like college radio was the big thing. Everyone's like, oh my God, college radio, it's going to change the world. All the things that and like random pirate radio, but it was college radio. Like so many people got discovered, doing college radio, all the stuff, musicians and DJs alike. So, for me, community radio kind of has kind of eclipsed that, because there's so many artists that I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot that they were making music. So I rediscover them. And there's also a lot of new artists that it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, right on. Like, I'm telling you, the kids today don't know how good they have it with the music, because before you'd have to like know somebody who went to school in Colorado or some other place, if you're in Kansas, or people that just kind of were such music aficionados. They would like, you know, listen to all the random pirate radios, or all the, like, they use their like satellite radio, their hand, like they would be listening to all kinds of random things. So you had to kind of rely on them for like, hey, what's cool? Like, what's going on in the world right now? Because it just wasn't accessible. But now, I mean, you can get down with some serious world beat, way better than you could when I was younger. Okay, look at this. This is still kind of pale. This looks pale. So let's go ahead. I've got this on low. We're gonna go ahead and crank it up to medium. And the reason why I had it so low is because, and I will, just so you know, you're like, girl, you're gonna put that in there? I'm gonna dry it, y'all. I swear I am. I just need it out of my way. I probably could chop it more, but what I'll probably do is as I go through and use it, I will do that. Let's see here, because I'm gonna start using it tomorrow. But I will actually, when I get off camera, I will dry it off. I like to dry it off so it doesn't get all weird. Okay. So we're gonna, actually it'd probably be easier if I just took it by the individual lettuce leaf here as we wait. And I know there's different ways to cut romaine lettuce, and I know some people just cut it straight like that, but I kind of do like the crunch, and I kind of like the texture. So what I do is I've got some grilled chicken, not the drumstick that I'm about to eat after this, but I've got some grilled chicken that I'm going to put in the air fryer, and you know, season up a little bit, and I'll have some of that, and that's what I'll be eating throughout the week. So I'll be doing that, and then again, you know, I've got the veggies, so I'll do some more prep, so that I can have those ready to go. And of course, you know, I always got my seasoning, and thanks to Christy, I have this Greek olive oil, which again, I used to, like back in the day when I lived in Minneapolis, I would go to Lund's, and I was always trying to, like, you know, after I left law school and stuff like that, I was always kind of trying to, like, you know, do something to keep my mind off everything and whatever. And so one of the things I started doing is like really cooking, not just cooking like this, my standard Midwestern, you know, not hamburger helper, but it's like the casserole stuff and the hamburger, like, no, like I really wanted to immerse myself in different types of cooking. This is when Food Network was really kind of, you know, getting out there. And so I learned about these different oils. And so I would just go to Lund's every paycheck and try a new extra virgin olive oil, a new type. And of course I get the small ones because I was on a budget. But one time I was feeling super rich and I got some Kalamata olive oil, and it changed the profile of everything. I was like, oh my gosh, this like really does make a difference. It was so savory and smoky, and it had like even a little like a nutty flavor, even though there's no nuts in there or anything like that, but it just had that nice, because I love Kalamata olives. I feel like whenever I eat a Kalamata olive, I feel like I'm on vacation, even though I've never been to Greece, but my name is Greek. I feel like I'm on vacation. I'm in a taverna. Am I saying that right? Taverna. And I just don't have a care in the world. That's what I feel like whenever I am eating Kalamata olive oil. But I haven't done that in a while. But I think I had a hard time finding it. There's something with the olive oil going on. I can't remember what it was. There's so much stuff going on. I can't keep up with everything. So yeah, get that down a little bit. And also with my lettuce, I'm not just going to use it for salad. Y'all, I got tortillas. So, and I got some ground turkey. I might end up, I've got some chicken I can use too. So I might end up, you know, doing like a nice little taco. I've got some rice. There's a lot of stuff I can do here. And I did not get any pita bread this time. I forgot. But because I still have tortillas. Now, one of the things that's helping me during this economy to save money is to really pay attention to what I already have. Because I notice I start overspending when I'm like, why do I have 3 packs of tortillas? Oh, it's because I thought I didn't have one and I just wanted to make sure, just in case. And so that just in case kind of thing has burned me so many times. Like, I'm just like, dang it, why have all these, now I got to eat up these tortillas. And so what I do now is I've got a panini maker. So if I've got extra tortillas and I'm like, okay, I got to get rid of these because they're, you know, they're just a few days before they're going to be problematic. I will go ahead and use that. Okay, so we've got a little bit more color on that. So that's, let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and get a plate for this. Okay, I'm just gonna put my hand in front of everybody. I'm gonna put this on my gray plate. Hi, Leandra, I hope you're doing well. Okay, so this is not, I need to actually get a pancake turner. Let's see here. Okay, this one has seen better days, but I still believe in her. She's gonna do it. Okay, I got a lot of these to do. So let's see here. Keep going over here and oof. Okay, get this together. So maybe just one little thing because I don't want to make these super thick again. Okay, there we go. So that's perfect. That is like the perfect size right there. And I'm still going strong with this lettuce here that I'm prepping right now. I mean, man, I'm actually gonna have a lot of my veg prep done. Y'all, I might hit these potatoes up. Let's see what time it is. Oh man, I don't have enough time for the potatoes because we're actually gonna go see Superman. So I gotta go do that. So I don't have enough time for the potatoes, but let's see here. Let's get this together. And you know, I have a ton of knives and I probably need to retire this one, but this knife, it's my chef's knife, has been with me for a long time. It was with me when I found out about Anthony Bourdain. I was actually cooking and I was like, wait, what? What's going on? Like I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. So yeah, still like really sad about that. But I'd spent some time, I was off work and everything like that. So I'd spent some time really watching these, kind of rediscovering and then discovering new chefs. Like for example, Chef Chuck Hughes, he's French Canadian. And he's kind of like this, I call him like the skater chef, right? I think he's got to be like, maybe he's a Gen Xer, but he's got all these tats and he like, he looks like a skateboarder. Anyways, he's super talented and bilingual, all the things. And I discovered he had the show with Danny Smiles, Chef Danny Smiles, and they just traveled around Canada, different parts of Canada, and they just talked with locals and they were cooking with locals. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then that same summer, 2018, I discovered Po Ling Yao, and she is Malaysian and Australian. And she is, oh my gosh, she like was on MasterChef Australia, and I think she came in second or something like that. Anyways, I think she had a bigger career than the person who won, because that always happens. But she's amazing. So I was so excited to discover her. And, just kind of like my kind of reignite that love that I have for cooking. Now I'm going to go off camera for a second and wash this off. Okay. Now I'm going to try to get some things together here because, I try to clean as I go. That's kind of like what I do. Just clean as I go, get some things together here. Okay. Move that out of the way. Okay. Coming back in the frame. Okay, I couldn't help it. Now, I'm gonna dry this off a little bit. Okay, dry this off, just like a nice dry situation there. Move this out of the way. Or I guess I can kind of come closer with this. So if you're just joining me, what I'm doing is I'm meal prepping for the week. I'm gonna do the frittata bites from my small cast iron skillets tomorrow, and then right now I'm just kind of like trying to get the pancake situation because I'm gonna freeze the ones that I don't I'm unable to eat this week. So I'm gonna just have 4 of them out because I do like 4s and 5s, sometimes, but generally I prep in 4s. So I'll probably start a light prep because I'll be jetting around next weekend, but I'll do like a light prep on Tuesday, just kind of like the necessities prep. And I kind of like doing that just because I'm trying to lose 30 pounds. Like when I got here, I was 15 pounds overweight, and that's fine. That is what it is. But then because all the good barbecue, because I was moving back from Rhode Island, all the good barbecue, man, it was just like, oh my gosh. So then I put on all this weight and I lost all this weight in the pandemic. I got back down to what I needed, like when I moved, and that last kind of 15 pounds. But then I realized, I'm like, okay, well, 15 pounds, but really, honestly, it was probably closer to like 25. And that is what, again, that is what it is. I have heart disease running in my family, so I gotta kind of try to stay lean and mean. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Because I know people are like, I had a couple people go, wait, what? I thought, it's like, no, I had more to lose. So we're doing that right now. So I got to be more conscious about it. Because there was a while, I admit, for like 2 weeks, I was not cooking a thing. I wasn't turning anything on in my kitchen. Nothing except for like the lights, so that I could get a fork for the takeout that I was eating. Oh, speaking of things that I've made, let's see here. Okay. I got this tea container for my birthday. So what I've got in here, and I'll take a picture of it later, but I've got, it's like a lavender raspberry mint tea. And then I have these edible flowers, which again, I've been looking at edible flowers for a while, but then when I watched As Ever with Meghan Markle or Meghan Sussex, I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to try those. So I have like the thing that she had, like little octagons, because they're easier to do in those. And it gives it kind of like a nice texture, and it looks beautiful in here. So I'm just gonna let it sit overnight and let it steep a little bit more. But yep, I got a raspberry mint lemonade with like just a dash of lavender. I know it's a lot going on, but I just put like that, because that lavender will take over, okay? Lavender and vanilla, they're all up in your business, okay, when it comes to that. So I just put like a little bit of lavender because I do have a kitchen garden. Unfortunately, my basil is just, it's giving up the fight. And I'm like, dang it. Because usually the basil will last the longest, but I don't know what's going on. My basil is like, girl, I'm tired. So I'm probably going to have to replace her soon. And, you know, little moment of silence for my basil. Okay, let's see here. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip this out. I always have one of these ready to go. When I was younger, I would make fun of my grandma. I'm like, gosh, you have all these different turners. They do the same thing. But she'd say, no, they don't. And then she'd try to explain it to me. But I was like, okay. But then, oh my gosh, she was so right. Everything has like a different kind of, whoa, uh-oh. See, I like these things that happen on camera. So you know that I'm a real person. Look at that. I did it too quickly. And look, it got all weird. So we're just going to press it down there like that. Okay, it's okay. It's always okay, because if you ever mess something up, if you guys were watching me last year when I was fighting for my life with those spring rolls, I mean, I was really, because I didn't realize that I didn't buy the round wrappers. I bought the square wrappers. That's a whole different kind of thing. I had too many ingredients. So I ended up like having to cut them in half and put them in like a ramekin and then, you know, eat them with chopsticks. It actually had like a nice aesthetic, but that's not what I had intended the aesthetic to be. So that I got a little stressed out about that. But anyways, yeah, you can always put something in a ramekin. You can always top it with a little bit of whipped cream. You can kind of like do all kinds of things. You can just dress it up. Instead of trying to be like, oh my gosh, we're just dressing it up. We're just putting it out there, right? We're putting it out there that it's not aesthetically what you were looking for, but it's still edible. That's the most important thing, because we're not throwing away food if we can help it. And so it's kind of, again, something to think about. Now, if I was feeling really super fancy, like super fancy and whatever, I would have ground up some, in the blackberries that I used, I would have ground those up and put lavender in there, just like a little hint of it. Because again, with lavender and vanilla, a little goes a long way. But just a little bit in there, and that would have tasted like a summertime pancake, right? Summertime on a plate is what it would have turned into. So, okay, got that right here. And just gonna kind of wait. What are you guys doing for dinner tonight? I mean, it's like past lunch for everybody. So if anyone has any dinner plans they want to talk about, hey, feel free, because I'm gonna be here for a minute with these pancakes. So yeah, I got another probably like another 20 to 30 minutes. So this is probably gonna run a little long, but hey, look, that's okay. I haven't been here for a while, and that's just how it goes. Or what I really could do is just bring out Big Bertha, but dang, I don't want to clean her. That's my big waffle maker. I just don't feel like cleaning her. So, because I think it's really just 3 if I do Big Bertha, but I feel like the pancake thing is working for me. So we're just going to kind of keep it there. Hey, Mama Reed, I hope you're doing well in the Twin Cities. Are we rooting for the Vikings this year? I mean, my dad did put a curse on them because I was born there, and he sat and he watched them lose. Like he would sit all season outside with my mom, who was not dressed for the weather, but she was dressed to like be fashionable. And they would sit out there, and then Minnesota would get to the Super Bowl and they would lose. And my dad just literally freaked out and like put a curse on them. And then even before he passed away, I could not get him to remove the curse. I had, because Minnesotans aren't very superstitious for real. And I would tell my friends that, they're like, oh, you're just being silly. And then, a couple times of them kind of getting close to the playoffs, I had somebody contact me and say, hey, do you think your dad will take off that curse? I'm like, well, I feel like time has passed, so let's have him take it off. He's like, no, absolutely not. Never taking that curse off. Like his whole face changed. I was like, okay, sorry, y'all. He is not taking the curse off. He has passed away, but I'm thinking maybe I've got the juju. I mean, I know I'm in Chiefs country and I live in Kansas City now, but there's a part of me that's always going to be a Lake Nokomis girl from Minneapolis that's going to be like that, wants to see the Vikings redeem themselves in the Super Bowl. So, again, I mean, I thought about getting some separate crystals and then like going for the Chiefs, and also, and then going for the Vikings and like separating it out, trying to use my juju to like at least get them, past the playoffs and into, because they're NFC and we're AFC. So I feel like I'm not, really doing anything unless I root against them. If the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl, then I'd feel a little disloyal maybe, but I was born in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and I did live there for the first, I think, almost 4 years of my life. And then I moved back after college for like 6 years, and I started my legal career there actually 25 years ago. I might do a post about it. 25 years ago, well, not quite, it'll be next month. 25 years ago, I started law school, and I had been on the wait list for this other school, and I had to do this thing, and then I didn't get in by like, I think it was like 8 to 10 points, and I was like devastated. My mom had just gotten sick. I had my sister, living with me or whatever, and so I was like, oh my gosh. So then I had another school, and they put me on the wait list too, and then they called me because I just harassed them every week. I was like, hey, does anyone drop out? Did anybody win the lottery? Like that kind of thing, because I didn't want to have bad juju or anything like that. And so then they called me, left a message on my answering machine, okay, back in the day. And they said, hey, if you can call us back because we have a spot for you. So, I called them back, and, and I met some amazing people in law school and all the things, but that was 25 years ago. So that's when I started my legal career, was 25 years ago, not counting, so doing like, summer jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, that was a nice little story. Okay, let's see here. I think this is ready to go on the plate. Okay. So I'm kind of excited for Superman. I'll be honest with you. Superman is like my least favorite comic. I grew up reading them with my dad. When my parents got divorced, what my dad would do is he would, call me and all that other stuff. And then we would have comic books. So when I would come to visit him, we'd have like he'd buy a comic book for each of us, Superman. And we would just like go through the comic books. Like I would read them and he'd read them or whatever. I think he'd already read them. And then we would like discuss them like at lunch and stuff like that. Because my dad was one of 6, and so he believed in parents having like one-on-one time. So one day he would go fishing with my sister. The next day he'd take me to lunch. We'd go on a walk, like that kind of thing. So we talk about Superman. We talk about all the other comics. So, I do have a soft spot for Superman, but I never really got into him. But my dad was so into them, so into Superman. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do this. But I am, what's up, Amy Elise? And I think I got Jess, and I think I got Ami on here as well. Hope you guys are doing well. I do not have my glasses on, but I'm trying not to squint, because lines. So yeah, so I apologize if I'm not acknowledging you, because I am, fighting for my life right here with the pancakes. I need to leave this pancake alone, but I do need to probably go a little bit higher on there as well. So here's the size of the pancakes that I'm doing. These are very like, kind of like, it's gonna go well with my, I probably should bring the cast iron skillets again. Keep it over here. I'm going to what I was veg prepping before, if you're here. This was the, this is for the frittata that I'm doing. I'm gonna do some small frittatas, and I've got my small little bite-sized pancakes. It's gonna be amazing. Now, I know this is gonna sound very unpopular. I don't like to put syrup on my pancakes anymore. When I was a kid, I was drowning them in there. When I visited Vermont, I did, I used a little bit of the Vermont maple syrup, and look, I love that maple syrup because it is good, but I'm just not into it as much as I used to be. So I'm more of like putting butter on there, and plus I do have like blackberries in here, so there's gonna have that kind of thing, but I'm just not a huge like syrup person. But that might be because maybe I need to make my own. You know what? I could probably learn how to make my own and then see, because usually what I'll do is I'll put like a fruit sauce on there, but because I use that fruit, the compote, like I used it for the actual pancakes, I don't have that on there. So let's see here, let's get this off here. And we're just gonna go ahead. Oof, gosh, I got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so get this out of here. Okay, so yeah, we're turning up the heat on this thing so I can get out of here, because I gotta get over to Johnson County, hang out with my Johnson County folk, and get these pancakes going here. Okay. Now, I do like waffles, don't get me wrong, but when I think of waffles, like, it's kind of like something I'm on the go, so I'm like, let me just grab this waffle and head out the door. For me, it's more of like a grab and go kind of thing, whereas a pancake, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna like look outside my balcony window to a parking lot, but that's okay. My balcony window, and I'm just gonna like, vibe and eat my pancakes and my mini frittata, boom, right here. And the Vermont maple sausages that I bought, and probably have a little drink of just regular, probably black tea. But I know if I'm feeling festive, I'll probably do black tea, and then I'll do a little bit of the raspberry mint and lavender lemonade, sparkling lemonade that I made that's got the edible flowers in it. And like I said, I will definitely take a picture of that. I'm so glad that you're doing well this Saturday. You always end up, Amy, finding the best little acoustic music. I'm always like, I'll see your stuff in the feed. I'll be like, wait a minute, who's that person? And I find myself writing down the name of the artist, like the singer or the band that you're going to see. Because look, Amy be running the streets, y'all, in the best way, okay? She's like that auntie that is on the go. So we always appreciate that. Okay, let's see here. What are we doing? Come on. Okay, I think, yeah, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on top. So I've got my 4. So anything more than the 4 is going to be going to the freezer. So yes, we're gonna do that. I'm trying to think, do I have a cool pancake mold? I was trying to think if I had a cool pancake mold to show you guys, but I don't think I do. I'm like, dang it, I don't think I do. I don't think I do have one of those. So yeah, I do have I'm using this pan, this nonstick pan, so I'm not gonna put metal on it. But I do have something that if I was using my cast iron, but I do not want to use that because I do not want to heavy-duty clean that pan. And I know it's very controversial. It's like, you're not supposed to. It's like, I clean my cast iron. Now, do I scrub? It depends on what I make in there. But like, I'm not sitting there trying to take up all off like all of the coating or whatever, but I'm still very like, okay, I don't want to put old food in there because I can reseason something, okay? Like I can. It's really easy to reseason a cast iron skillet, okay? It really is. Now, maybe not to Meemaw standards, I'll be honest, but you can season a cast iron skillet again. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it. Oh, P.S. I've been trying to go there. The Phillips Hotel. I've been trying, you know what? That's on my list. Okay, so the PS Speakeasy, I've been trying to go to the Drum Room, Voo, all these other places and then the Phoenix, because they have like a jazz brunch. Then there's like Johnny's and Liberty, like up north. Then I feel like there's something else I'm missing, but there's all these places. Oh, Black Dolphin, because I've been to the Green Lady, but Black Dolphin. So I've got these things on my list, and then as soon as I can, I try to like I try to go. But I'm definitely looking to do that probably closer to like maybe September, because I can go early. Like Drum Room opens at 4 p.m. So I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I could just like, Okay, so you always make reservations. Okay, and yes, and I will definitely look into that, because I know those places, like when you go to places like that, a lot of times you're going either before your dinner or event, or you're coming in after. So you want to make sure there's going to be a big flow of people. So definitely want to make those reservations. There's a place up north here in Gladstone, and it's called the NYX Lounge. And I love it because it's in downtown Gladstone. They've got parking. It's near Summit Grill, Stone Canyon, pizza, some other things that it's not very far away from. And it's got this really nice laid back, elegant vibe, okay? And when I say laid back, elegant vibe, it's the kind of place you could go to on a date. You could go to with just the girls. You could bring your auntie or your grandma to, your grandparents, like whatever. It's got like a ramp, so you can kind of like wheel them up the ramp, you know, or walk them up the ramp if that's easier. They've got like a nice little deck that overlooks like downtown Gladstone, you know, the scenic value of that. But and I love it because, and it's just one of those places where I feel like if my grandmothers are both deceased, but if they were here and they're like, I want a girls' night out, which means, you know, you're starting at like, you know, 4:30. Like, you know, you're starting at 4:30 and for like maybe a 5:45, 6 o'clock dinner, because they don't have dinner there. They do have like charcuterie board, stuff like that. But they don't have like full on dinner, but they are moving. They are going to have like breakfast burritos for a brunch and all that stuff. But like, it's that laid back, elegant kind of place. You could take like, you know, the older ladies in your group, the older people in your group, and give them like a little night out that, you know, ends at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. But it's just a really nice kind of vibe. I kind of like it. I love those kind of places, you know, those places where you can just kind of, you know, it's an all ages place. It's kind of like the place if you were turning 21 and you wanted to spend time with, you know, but and they wanted to go out and get dressed up, because, you know, the older generation wants to do that. I think technically I'm in the older generation now, but anyways, that's okay. Blessed to be here. It's that kind of place where you could do your 21st birthday at like 3 p.m. Or maybe 4 p.m., 5 p.m. on a Saturday, and then, you know, get them all like, oh, hey, we had like a little night, and then go to dinner, or, you know, maybe kind of split up after that, whatever. But it is that kind of place. So again, I always appreciate those all ages kind of places, because, you know, our parents are getting older. You know, aunts and uncles are getting older, but they still want to go out. They still want to kick it. They just don't want to kick it past 7 or 8 o'clock. And I appreciate that, because I'm kind of getting there myself. I'm just kidding. Like, I like to go out and I will go out, but sometimes if I know I've got to go to like 4 different places in a day, and that's what I do. Like, I'm that person, like, I'm up, I'm out, I'm going to 5, 6 places, and then I'm coming home at 10 p.m. or something like that. So it's like one of those kind of things. Okay, so the live music at PS Speakeasy starts at 7:30. Okay, I can do it if I take a disco nap. I should totally be able to do it. And it looks like you need to go to Black Dolphin. It's on your list. It just looks so cool. I saw like a video of it on TikTok. I'm like, I need to get there. Like, it's really kind of intensified my need to get there. Now, I did get to go to, I think it's Afterwards Tavern. I finally went there. I was like, oh my gosh, it took me forever to get to go there, because part of it is like parking's not great in that Crossroads area. Like Crossroads, it's just not great. And so like, I didn't want to have to Uber, because that was going to cost, like, it's going to cost more money than I felt like it needed to, you know? So I'm like, well, let me just go ahead, and if I can get there early, you know, and then leave early, then it's just one of those places for me and the Crossroads. I like to get there early, and then I like to leave early before the second shift of Revelers comes out. It's just like my personal preference. Okay, hang on. I just keep putting this right back into that wet batter. Here we go. Okay, this is nice and dry. Okay, let's do this here. Okay. So I'm really excited, because with Aunt Lainey's Kitchen, I've gone to so many restaurants. So many restaurants. And it's funny now, like, it's funny because I've been doing all these restaurant reviews, and I'm like, wait, I actually cook. So I have a new segment called Recipes in Progress, where I kind of give the readers like a bare bones of the recipe. Just kind of like, because you can fill it in from there. It's not a deep dive. I will go back and do deep dives, but because deep dives take so much longer, I have a tendency to want to make it super perfect. And that's why certain things take longer than they should. But I'm like, if it's a recipe in progress and I'm telling you, this is what it is, this is like, you know, I'm ballparking how I'm cooking things, like, you know, that kind of thing, then I feel like, okay, I can do that. I'm not, you know, you can actually cook from this. I've given you enough. What's up, Ramona? I've given you enough instruction where you can actually do it yourself. And so, but it's not like super perfect or anything like that. It's not, hasn't, been, put through like, I mean, it's been tested obviously, but I haven't like drilled down on it, but it's enough where you're not going to burn your house down, or you're not going to get food poisoning or whatever, because I didn't tell you a crucial step. Okay, so now, let's see here. Okay, just look a little bit longer on this. I do really appreciate these thicker pancakes because I feel like I like a thicker pancake, just in general, that's just me. I like this size of pancake as well, because I think I can eat it all at once. When I get too big of a pancake, then I gotta like split it up. I'm like, okay, I can eat this much today, then I'll eat the rest tomorrow. But I just like these smaller ones. It's all bite size. It's a nice kind of cute little thing. Okay, let's see here. I'm not sure what we're gonna do for dinner. But I know that because we're going to we're going to be like kind of in the northern suburbs or whatever. There's some cute things that are popping up in Shawnee. I'm like, okay, Shawnee, I see you. So we could end up there. Who knows? We'll just see kind of what's happening. And I've noticed a lot more people are running the streets along with me. I'm like, dang, all this traffic. I thought I was the only person running the streets, but no. Other people are running the streets as well. Okay, this video is I swear to God, this video is so long. Okay, well, I think maybe I have maybe 2 more to do, and then I'll be able to wrap this up. And so some of the upcoming things that I have going on, I'm looking at Richmond, Missouri, because what I like to do with my Quaint and Cozy blog and podcast is I like to go to parks, farmers markets, libraries, and museums and historical societies, like all that stuff, and downtowns, all of that. And so I'm excited to go to Richmond because I know they have a farmers market and they have a museum. So I want to go to that. And it's on my list to try to go to one of the Wednesday and Thursday night farmers markets as well. Like I said, my work schedule sometimes can get in the way of that. I can't get out in time, and then by the time I get there, there's only 30 minutes left. But I might go ahead and try to risk that or something. Because I definitely want to go to the Smithville one. I love downtown Smithville. It has like a lake town feel. It's super cute, very walkable, lots of great restaurants there. So, and then there's Paradise, Missouri, that's got Captain's Corner, but I haven't been able to go there yet just because I just haven't been able to take the time to do that. But I definitely have to do it because I know they fill up. So I'm gonna have to make a planned trip out there. But generally on my Saturdays, I try to do both a museum and a farmer's market. And if I can't get that museum in, I will definitely go visit a park or an outdoor scenery and take some pictures. Even if it's just a field of wildflowers, I will do that as well, just because there are so many cute and cozy and quaint places here in Missouri and Kansas. And if you're watching from someplace else, probably where you're at, it's just that I think sometimes we get so caught up, if you live there, you forget you've got these great things. There's so many places I haven't been, or haven't been since I was a kid. I haven't been to Jefferson City since I was very young. I think, wait, hang on. No, I'm going to take that back. I haven't been there for maybe 12, 13 years. And so I definitely want to go, right? I've been through there, but I haven't stopped since 2012. So that's definitely on my list because that's the capital. That's the state capital. I definitely want to, spend the night, go and, spend the night there and check it out, do all the things because it looks really interesting. I have a trip this fall for Columbia. Going to stay in Columbia, Missouri. Hopefully when the football teams are not playing, when they're not in town. And then I'm going to go to Herman, because Herman's within an hour away. So I can stay in Columbia, drive to Herman for lunch, and then, come back to Columbia and then come back to the Northland. So that's kind of oh yeah, I could totally do that. So I'm kind of excited, these little trips. And then I think, next year, in the spring or summer, I'll go to Hannibal. I have never been to Branson. So many places I have not been that I actually have plans on going to. I've heard good things about Lexington, Missouri. So that's on my list as well. I still have Lewisburg to hit up. I was out by Lewisburg, I kind of went through it, but I didn't get a chance to stop. But that's definitely on my list for early fall. And gosh, I'm just trying to think. And Fort Scott in Pittsburgh. My mom went to college in Pittsburgh. She went to college at Hutch JUCO, Pittsburgh, and Regis in Colorado. She got her degree from Regis, her 4-year degree from Regis, and then her master's from Kansas State. So, yeah, and I haven't been to K-State in a very long time. I think I've been to K-State, like, to Manhattan since 2014. I mean, again, like I said, I just get, you know, caught up in my life, and I won't travel local, but I get on planes, so, you know, I'm trying to be better about that, because there are some amazing places here as well. And speaking of amazing places, I haven't been to Sprouts in a long time, so I want to go back there, see what they have. I used to get their dandelion greens, and I haven't had those in a while, so I was thinking about, like, what can I do? I was thinking about, like, doing, like, maybe a dandelion green salad with some white mushrooms, and maybe, like, I was trying to think, like, the best thing to do with those. Maybe, like, some kind of poultry in there as well. Maybe some duck, dandelion greens and duck, because it's gonna have, dandelion greens have that little bit of bitterness. So I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna like research it. What I like to do is research what the flavors are gonna taste like before I actually put them together, so I have an idea, because I don't want to waste food. If something's really bad, you know, I don't want to just have to choke it down, right? I do not want to waste food that is not. I don't want to get haunted by my grandmother's parents, elders, whatever. Like you, I'll get visited by 3 ghosts because I wasted food, and I really don't want to do that. Okay, let's see. Let's get that right there, and then this is going to be kind of a tight squeeze. We're almost here, people. Oh man, I think. Hang on. Could this actually be? I think. Hang on. I'm just going to go off camera because I think we're almost done. Okay, let's see here. Oh, wait. Do I have a? Oh no, I got one more. We have one more. Okay, check out Battle of Lexington, Missouri. It's great. They do arena. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you. I've had so much fun doing these museums. Now, I went to the Nelson, and I hadn't gone to the Nelson since 2019, but I came back. I went. It was a lot of fun. And then I've been going to like Atkins, Johnson Atkins, of course, Atkins Farm. I love. They just have such a great vibe. I'm always talking about them. I've gone to the museums in the Strawberry Hill Museum, which is a beautiful museum. And then I've gone, gosh, I'm like trying to think, so many museums. I've gone to so many museums. The museums in Liberty. I just went last week to the Jesse James Museum in Kearney, Missouri. And now there's another one. There's Watkins Mill, I think, and that's in technically Lawson, Missouri. So I'm going to be checking that out one Saturday coming up. I'm going to race against time with these farmers markets because they end like in September and October. But if you get a chance to go to a farmers market, go to the Ivanhoe one. Their second Saturday of every month. I went to the first one, and then I couldn't go last week to the July one, and I can't make August because I have another special little trip that I shall be going on. But hopefully I can come back in September. But yeah, just it's such a great neighborhood vibe. It's like being at the neighborhood cookout, and just everyone is so welcoming and everything. So I definitely recommend going there. And I just love that neighborhood. It's such a nice neighborhood vibe to the place. So yeah, but anyways, I'm spinning all around. I have gone to the museums I went to some museums in Vermont, but I'm trying to think of the ones here. Okay, rack your brain, Elena. Now, I haven't been to Prairie Fire in a long, long time, so that's definitely on my list. Lee Summit has a super cute museum, downtown Lee Summit. You go, get some breakfast or get some coffee, whatever you want to do, and then go to that museum. It is super cute. And then also I went to the Vale Mansion in Independence, and that was super cute. I love that. And there's another mansion there that I want to check out. There's all these historic places. I didn't even know Olathe had so many historic places. I was like, oh my gosh, because originally today, you guys, I was going to go south for the farmer's market in the museum because I had like an eyebrow appointment, but my eyebrow lady wasn't able to make it. She had to reschedule. So I was like, oh, and I'll be in Johnson County later, but I didn't want to spend the whole day in Johnson County. So I'm like, okay, let's do Weston, and then let's do like, something else up here. And I was going to try to go to a museum. I was going to go to the Silk Museum. They've got a Silk Museum in Weston, but it didn't open till like 10:30 and 11:30. And I was like, no, I need to go home, right? I did not want to be out there because it was already starting to get a little hot. So I was not trying to be out there, sweating, whatever. So that is on hold, but I'll definitely be checking that back out. But and again, when you go to these museums, just kind of have the understanding that, some of them are going to be smaller than others. So it might not take, an hour to go through. I went to the Platte City Museum, the Ben Farrell Museum. They have right now these crazy quilts on display. Now they're only open once a month on Saturday. Like they're open, like I think during the week, but they're not open on Saturdays. But they're making an exception for the. I think they were open today for the quilts, and then they're going to be open next month. I think in the middle of August. I believe for the quilts, you'll have to go and look up the Platte City Museum, their historical society, the Ben Farrell Museum, and get that right. I want to make sure I'm getting that right because I don't want you guys going out there because there's a cute little farmer's market there. It's like in downtown, and they've got maybe 6 to 8 vendors, and they've got like produce and crafts and all the stuff. And it's like and you're in the middle of downtown Platte City with like the beautiful courthouse and all the architecture, all the things. And so it's a nice kind of I was like, oh, wow, because I didn't expect that museum to be open. And then they were, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been living right. And I got to see all the great quilts. And I did talk about that more on my Quaint and Cozy podcast. And thank you guys for supporting me on that, on my podcast. It's like I'm getting like this dedicated little following, and I'm like, yay. I do have goals. I do want to expand. I am going to be expanding on my brands a little bit more because I've kind of been doing just very basic things because I've been super busy because I do have a day job. But now, I've learned kind of I'm pretty well trained now with my day job. So now I can let my mind open up on the weekends to doing other things. And so I'll probably start doing more book reviews and, making it more kind of not a lifestyle brand, but just more than just the basic stuff that I was doing before. And this is just kind of staying here. Let's go ahead and move this off here. Oof, this is going to be, I'm just really excited for these pancakes tomorrow. It's about to be Liddy City with these pancakes. And I just have one more after this. And then let's see oh no, it's not ready yet. It was separating. So let's see here. Let's go a little bit. We're going to go a little higher. Now you got to be careful with these one burners because they do get hot really, really quickly. So I started it off with it's between kind of medium and low. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta, go a little bit more on this, but it's not quite ready, but I only have one more. So hopefully this live is not 3 hours long, but if it is what it is. That's showbiz, baby, right? And I'll be back tomorrow, not tonight because I think I'll be too tired, but tomorrow I'll be back and I'll be cooking up, I'll be prepping and everything like the breakfast and all of that. And I've got more things to kind of work on because I'm going to do mushrooms and pepper. Then I'm going to season it with probably a little bit of smoked paprika and a little bit of maybe I'll do basil and thyme because I got fresh thyme because of my basil plant. She's just tired. She's really tired right now, but I do have oregano as well. So, I just kind of like that nice herbal bouquet when you're, especially when you bake, when you're kind of baking things, it's always really good. But I'm going to get more into sauces because y'all, I was like, my herbs are overtaking. I'm like, this mint is it's just trying to be free. Okay. It's let me be free. So yeah, I'm going to have to, I did a simmer pot. And that was good with some lavender because my lavender is really growing. And the mint, and that actually was really, really good. It kind of made the kitchen smell really good. I really appreciated that. But, I can only do so many summer pots. I'm going to actually have to maybe get better at some sauces or some kind of thing. Maybe with my mocktails, get something like that going. Okay, what do we got? Is this, okay, woo, okay. Looks like I can use this and we'll do our one. We got one more. After this, we're just gonna put this here. Now, one thing I have not been doing, oh wait, maybe maybe I did it too quickly, but I'm just, at this point, I'm like, look, you got to go. Okay. One thing I'm really trying to get into is I want to learn how to make a pot pie, like use the crust. And this is, I'm probably going to get haunted and visited by 3 ghosts, but I keep buying the stuff to do it, like the crust, right? And guess what happens, you guys? I forget I have it. It's like it's way frozen. Can't really use it anymore. And so I'm going to have to buy some more. Hang on, just get this out of the way. Because now what we're going to do, because we still have all of this, and this is why these come in handy. This is why your grannies was all about them. You can get every last thing in there. And sometimes that's the difference between, you know, having one that's a little on the weaker side and having like a full one. So now this is all full. Yay, it's all full. Okay, so we are on my last one, this last one, and then I'll be signing off. And tomorrow I will do the cast iron skillet frittatas, baking those. And then I'll do probably, I don't know if I have any more veg prep to do necessarily. Well, I guess I do. I guess I could chop up some more mushrooms, because I do have tortillas and stuff like that. I might have to make like a little bit more rice. And, you know, kind of my goal, you know what? I need to brown some ground turkey is what I need to do. And I need to chop up some more of those green onions. And then I'm going to put them with a macaroni and cheese, because I'm going to do kind of like, it's not hamburger helper because I'm not using a hamburger helper, but it's more of a casserole. That's what I'm going to be doing, a casserole. And also what I need to do this week is I need to look up hot dish, because last year I made it for my friend, and it was flavored really nice, because my criticism of hot dish is that it's just not seasoned like I like it. So I seasoned it, but you know what? It was dry. Okay. And you know, I'd rather have dry food than unseasoned food, but still it was dry. So I need to use, this time going out, I'm going to use a broth for it. When I make it again, I'm going to use a broth. I'm going to really respect that part of it is, I mean, they call it hot dish because it's really, really like a cabinet clean out. It was like pantry cooking, but you know, you got to have like whatever. But, you know, when you are making stuff for people, like that's their comfort. And so you got to be really kind of like careful and respectful and all the things. So yes, I'm going to redeem myself this year. I'm going to make that hot dish again. Okay. I'm not using that, the canned mushrooms. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to, get some of the mushrooms. We're going to get white mushrooms, not baby bellas, because the white mushrooms give it more of a thing. I'm going to saute those white mushrooms in the chicken broth. And so we're going to do it like that. So it's going to have that flavor in it, but it's not going to be dry, but it's not going to have that canned taste, because that canned taste is, no, I can't. You know, I want to respect traditions, but I can't do the canned taste. Like that is just, no. That's too 1975 for me. Okay. There we go. Just got this one. The cheese is standing alone right now. And I'm trying to see what time it is. Oh yeah, I gotta shake a leg so I can eat my leftover Greek chicken. You know what? Maybe, because I have some time, I'll show you. I've got one little chicken leg left. Let's see here. Now, I don't know if this is the prettiest one, but it is very good. Hang on. Okay. Right here, you guys, look at that. That is so good. It is seasoned so well. I cooked it on parchment. I baked it on parchment paper. So it's really good. I got some white rice with it. So I'm taking it all the way back to like Sunday dinners, like that chicken with the white rice, Sunday dinners. And yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And also I think what I'm going to do is, because I've got some, you know, lemon is like the season of the summer. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, the flavor of the summer is always lemon for me, because of the way that it tastes so refreshing. And so I'm going to do my last gasp of lemon, and I'm going to make like lemon cake bars is what I'm going to do. I'm trying to decide if I want to put fruit in them or not. I might do just like vanilla. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that. I don't know if I want to do a fruit in there. I might just want to make them just some plain vanilla bars, something like that. Maybe I'll put chocolate chip. Maybe it's lemon and chocolate chip. I don't know. I got to think about that some more. But I'm really excited for that. And I see, and I don't like to, I'll frost things in the summertime, But if I'm doing like a big kind of party or whatever, I'm making like a potluck, I try not to frost everything because it's too hot. If we're outside, even inside of all those people, I just try to do like lemon bites because it's like a nice pop of refreshing citrus flavor. So that is what I try to do. But right now I'm trying to make sure, okay, this is not cooked all, this is not, y'all, I got it on high because I'm not playing around right now because I need to eat before the movie because we're going to eat after. And you know, these movies take a long time. Like it's 30 minutes of the commercials and the coming attractions and all that stuff. So it's going to be probably like 8 o'clock by the time I get out of this movie, and I am going to be super hungry. So I'm glad I'm just going to have like a little bit of that drumstick, a little bit of that rice, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to kind of shoot for. I'm trying to think, you know what? I can go ahead. And of course, you know, after I get done with this, I shall be cleaning, and I'm putting my hands on it because no one else is going to eat this but me. Go ahead and put these in here for now, and then I'll have to freeze. I'll be freezing. Okay, that just got stuck in there. Then I'll freeze a few of them. Okay. Let's see here. You know, when I cook in batches like this, it's so much easier because I can clean as I go. Then that's one thing off my list. I don't have to worry about these pancakes tomorrow. I can just, you know what else I thought? I've got these small pepperonis for the frittata. Maybe I'll do that. I'll put like some, instead of doing the sausage, you know, adding the sausage, maybe I'll just put some, like chop up some, because I got the small ones, maybe cut them into fourths and then put them into the frittata. I could do that. That would give me like that little bit, I mean, there's already protein in the eggs, but that would give me like a little bit of meat in there, and then I don't have to deal with the sausage. I could just do that. That'd be so much easier. And then I've got this going on. I'm gonna put like a little cream. I've got whipped cream. I can put a little whipped cream on there. And you know what I could do? I can mix that in like a little whipped cream and vanilla on there. I could do that. You know what? Look at me. Look at me. If I were trying to get rid of any kind of berry or anything like that, I would like, you know, chop those up and then throw those on top. But I'm not really trying to do that because the blackberry, I had to get rid of the blackberries because they were, you know, 3 days, they were going to be a whole different thing. So that's what I used that for. And I used it also for the like raspberry, I guess it's a raspberry berry. It's really a berry because I have raspberry and blackberries, but it's like a berry, mint and lavender. So we're just waiting here. Oof, that high. They're not messing around. Look at me, just the last one. It's like the last unicorn. That was my favorite movie ever as a kid. I mean, it's very dark and troubling, and now it probably would not be suited for kids, but back then I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best movie ever, Mom. Okay, let's see here. Right here, okay. And of course, you know, it's looking crazy, okay? It is looking crazy out here, but that's okay. It is still edible. I did it. I made it. I thank you guys for coming along on this very long journey. This might even be longer than the spring rolls mishap of 2024. Okay. We're doing that. I'm going to go out. I'm going to obviously change out of my attractive, so attractive apron and go out and battle those elements. And I know it's hot outside. Like I already know, like I have water in the refrigerator. Like I'm getting that all prepped up for my trek to Johnson County. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Let's see here. What do we got? Is it? It's not quite done yet. Okay, just a little bit. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you'll see me back on more on a regular basis now that I kind of like, I've got a lot of stuff that I had to get done. And so now that stuff is done, and now I'm going to be back with all my corny jokes. And my grandma pearls, like right here. I just love these so much. I don't know why. I've always loved like kind of like the faux pearl kind of thing going on. I even got like the matching earrings. I don't know. I feel like I should be like running something with this, some kind of society or whatever. I don't know. Okay, well, that's it. That is all she wrote right now. You guys stay safe, stay hydrated, be good to each other, please. And I will talk to you soon. Bye from Aunt Lainey.